Houston, we have a Bobby.
He's wrong.
So those are the tunes of it, and nothing left. As you can see, they're quite different from what we've already got. So there's quite a broad spectrum of music that we're actually producing now in regards to like styles, so to say. So as you've got like the sort of like rocky, poppy sort of song Chump, and then you've got a punk song which is You Lie, and then you've got like a sort of really sludgy Alice in Chains style song, and then you've got just a sort of straight up metal song like Have It. And Nothing Left's like a pretty solid metal riff, which is cool. And then Bitters, it's a bit sort of yeah, it is pretty bitter. It's quite sort of like a hard rock tune, I'd say. So hard rock, punk rock sort of thing, I think, going on. So it's like quite a broad spectrum of music that we've got going on. So yeah, it might be a bit difficult for us to get gigs. We don't know yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. So what we said we were going to do in the last episode was get costings for recordings, because obviously people have been asking us, send us recordings, send us your music, and we're like, well, we don't really have any recorded. So what we're going to do for you now is a breakdown of costings. This is just based in our area of the northeast. So there's places around the country that do similar things about what we're going to talk about next. There's a place up in Newcastle, or Shields, North Shields or South Shields?
South Shields.
South Shields.
I found out South Shields.
Called The Garage, I think it is. And they do live music videos, like proper high quality, high spec videos. And I think it's about £120 and you get 3 tunes out of it. And that's a pretty sweet deal. So it's not like a recorded demo, because it's obviously all visual, so you'll be selling yourself to promoters based on your YouTube accounts. And some promoters, from what we've found, and are a bit arsey, to say. They won't accept YouTube submissions of any sort. They'll only accept actual music submissions from like a music player, which is fine, if that's the way they want to do it. But it just narrows it a bit for bands, I guess, to kind of break out of the local area or local town or city. There's a place down in Sheffield, for example, Steel City Studios, I think they're called. They do the same thing. I checked a band out on there called Guerrilla Warfare. Awesome little punk band. And the quality that you got there was fantastic. It's just the same up Shields. So there's that you can look into doing. But again, it might not get you gigs with some promoters, but some promoters might take it. In regards to actual demoing and recording costs, there's Landscape Studios, sorry. It's out near Whitby. And they're £150 a day. The guy up there, Rich, he's a proper top draw engineer. Really good. Does a lot of live sound as well. He's recorded most of the bands, I think, around Teesside for like 20 years or something like that. He recorded like...
Rumoured he's going to be working with someone as well. Rumoured anyway.
Yeah.
Like James something or other.
James Arthur. Yeah, he's done some stuff with James Arthur.
Arthur was with him. Oh, there we go.
So yeah. So that is the.
It is Doug's bollocks, apparently.
Yeah, he does lots of
So-
different styles of music as well. So no matter what your genre of music, it's pretty standard. He should be able to do the job. The prices up in Newcastle, they're roughly the same.
It's travel as well, though. I
Yeah.
mean, if you want to start a day at 8, 9 o'clock, then 45 minutes from Darlington up to Newcastle. South Shields is essentially Newcastle towards in the same fucking direction anyway. So you gotta sort of factor that in. So I mean, I suppose the conclusion of it is.
Yeah,
I
think-
look at all details. And then do we then send it off to someone else to get mastered, or is the quality we're going to get from that recording going to be sufficient for what we want and so on?
So basically, to do a weekend, you're looking at around, for most places around the northeast, you're looking at around £300 for 2 days. 300 to tops, maximum £400, and you'll get top quality as well. So I've worked around a couple of the studios before in different bands, and the quality that they produce is really good. And it's, you know, if you shop around your local area, you know, you set yourself a radius. Like for us, our radius is about an hour drive. You know what I mean? So if you set yourself like an hour drive radius from wherever you are, you're bound to find someone who is really good, who is at an affordable price. So when you go into record into the studios, they'll do like a basic master, which 9 times out of 10 is really, really good, you know. But you can pay for a separate mastering from separate companies. Now, what we've decided to do is we've decided to not do an EP, but we're going to do an album instead, because everybody's doing EPs. So we'd rather do an album, just because. So like, our costings are obviously going to be a bit more expensive. We might have to do this like as and when, so it could take quite a bit of time to get the money together to actually put the whole album together, the whole package together. At £150 a day for, I reckon if we were really, really super tight as a duck's arse, about 5 days maybe. So that'd be about 750 quid.
I can't afford that.
I know.
So
I ain't got no money, so
we'll see how it goes.
we haven't really figured out how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, our idea was if we nail a few gigs, we get the money from that, then it goes straight back into recording. So that was the plan. And we had hoped to be able to say, yeah, we've raised 500 quid, we've done so many gigs, we've created a band account, and blah 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 blah, but none of it has happened. So
No.
that was some of the other episodes that we were gonna throw in, but yeah, it's kind of not really gone to plan.
An option that we did have that we were gonna take up is a couple of my mates from Gisborough. We're gonna record us
in a home studio type thing.
Yeah. And
not exactly what
that would have been really cool.
we want, but I think they would have been.
They're really
spot on.
really good engineers. Really good at recording. And they would have done it for us for nothing, which was quality. Which again proves that you don't need to spend 300 quid, for example. You don't need to spend 750 quid.
As long as you get a decent track down, you can send it to these companies that'll master it for you. So what was we worked out?
You can get an album mastered. I can't remember the name of the company, but I'll dig it out for the next episode. But there's a guy down in London. He's worked with like Muse and Opeth and loads of other bands, and he'll do like an album, like 9-10 tracks for roughly, including like a red disc, which is essentially like the master disc that you have to send away to get reproduced, like around 250 quid, which is like really good.
So that's basically what we were going to do. We were going to get basically a basic bedroom recording, electronic drum kit, so then we can trigger whatever sound we wanted to get, a proper drum sound, put the guitar straight in, the bass straight in, put on the effects, and then mix, send it over to master. And that's what we did plan to do, but it's
because the mastering really takes it up.
But that's something you could do if you wanted to. It's worth a shout.
The mastering takes it up to like the level and the quality that you get in the likes of HMV. So as long as the people that are mixing and engineering your stuff are really good, then you're cooking on gas essentially.
Yeah,
You've just saved yourself a lot of money. If you can do it yourself, it's brilliant. If you're in like a pop band that uses clean guitar tones, and like if your drummer is a very Billy Basic drummer who will just smash out,
you could smash it.
Smash out a 4/4 beat like constantly and not do any fills and maybe hit a couple of cymbals, and your bass player just plays basic bond standard notes, then you can definitely do this stuff in your bedroom.
As long as you got the proper plugins to get the right sounds. But something you'll Google, go on a couple of web forums. I think it was Drummer God, a friend recommended. But we can't afford the equipment. Yeah. Can I hell afford a laptop? We're broke. So
we ain't got no money to do that, and we don't have the knowledge to do that. But if you've got the knowledge, and if you've got the coin to go out and get the kit, then it's a brilliant thing to do, because it'll save you a packet.
Or if your mate's got rich parents, that's always.
Well, then you're sorted, really, aren't you? So, so we're gonna hopefully if we can get the stuff recorded up in Gisborough, that'll be the kind of ideal scenario for us. If not, then we're gonna maybe have to look at doing this in stages and try and like actually get paid for gigs. Actually get some gigs and get paid for them besides petrol money. Yeah.
Like a married couple finishing each other's sentences,
which might be a bit difficult, and we need to get a bass player still.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the basic gist of the recording costs and what you can do.
Get a heater.
Yes, we need a heater for this studio because it's absolutely Baltic. Nipples like a porn star, which might
summer and I can't feel my toes.
Yes, excellent. So, so there's a breakdown of recording costs. So basically, just shop around, set yourself a radius. If you can do it yourself, do it yourself. There are other people. There are other places to master. I think as a general rate, people do it like £50 a song, £75 a song. So you just gotta it's gonna take time to shop around and get the right sort of deal. But it makes
people in the south might struggle to get a cheap deal. But
it does.
From what I was.
It does make you think though, like in regards to the music industry as it is
well,
at the moment.
To be where we are in the country, because everything is a lot cheaper in the northeast. It seems.
There's like
or anything Staffordshire and up.
There's like a lot of bands that are getting signed to major labels, or like that are getting signed to really solid, high spec indie labels that are like not making a lot of money. And when you look at
that's something worth looking into, because you got bands spending shed loads on music videos, shed loads on recording. Was it Avenged Sevenfold?
They spent like $1 million, something like £1 million on recording an album on like the pre-production. I don't even know what pre-production is.
I don't know, but it was 5-6 months in the studio, and that's where they write the songs. We're trying to write ours
in a band room
at practice, because the meaning of practice is where you come together to practice together. Your rehearse is basically when you've got your songs nailed, and you are preparing for a gig. That's rehearsal. And if you don't know how to play your instrument, do that at home. Then go to the room, and then we can all join together. And
it seems like there's a lot of bands that when they get to like a certain level, they overspend.
Definitely.
On the recording.
And it's senseless. They forget.
They get the same quality. They would get the same quality out of like recording with someone who was 150 quid a day.
Forget what it is to be a band. The band is just people that come together and want to smash out music.
Yeah.
And then, you can treat it like a job. And I personally think you should treat any band like a business. It has to make you money back. Because that's what, end of the day, it's not selling out in respect of you want your music to be heard. So you have to have it at a certain level that people are going to listen to it. And that money that you get back goes into funding better equipment, and also paying for something like a vehicle to travel around in. We'll maybe touch on in the future if we ever get that far. And we don't want to be millionaires from this, although that would be brilliant. Like a rags to riches sort of story.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be awesome. But a lot of these bands that are up right at the top, which have phenomenal followings and for good reason, I don't know if they do or not, it would be worth speaking to them, but they seem to sort of lose track of why were you in a band in the first place, because you're a group of mates, get shit-faced, want to play music, and want to entertain, and that's what you have to remember. You are going on a stage to perform, to entertain. It's not about you getting wrecked on stage, falling off the stage and being a tit. You are there to entertain, and if people walk away from you, you've got to question, well, why am I doing this?
Yeah, I think
you have to play music that you enjoy as well. Otherwise, you just lose your heart and you walk away from it.
I think going back to the costings of the recording and stuff. I think maybe there's a lot of bands when they get signed by a bigger sort of label, and they get given tens of thousands of pounds and gone, take all this cash and spend it on a recording. They kind of maybe don't realise that that's kind of a loan, and you're gonna have to pay that loan back. And if you don't pay that loan back, then the chances are you're gonna get fired.
It's not the bank of dad. You're a business, and they will take it back if they need it back. At the end of the day, and like a business that can go bankrupt, a band can go bankrupt. A business owes money, they get chased, they get debt collectors in. I've not been in the situation, but I'm assuming it's the same for a band. Either that or they just trash your name and tell you off your profit.
I think we'll touch on this subject more when we get further into the process and we kind of formulate sort of an 18 Hannibal plan, and then it should hopefully all come together. And we'll all smoke cigars. Possibly. Well, anyways, so we're off now because we're goosed and it's freezing cold.
Very late.
In sunny Darlow. And
I'm going peculiar.
Tom might go for a poo. So we'll see you later. See you next episode.
Cheerio.